Okay, without further ado, we're going to start with our first drawing exercise. It's more a shading exercise than anything else. Overcoming that three-dimensional issue, two-dimensional surface, three-dimensional appearance. Okay, so we're going to draw a circle, and I'm just using a cottage cheese lid to draw a circle, or you could use print it out from a computer or whatever you'd like to do. Okay, here we've got our circle. Now, theoretically, let's say the sun is coming from, let's say, from here. The sun's coming from there, then this area will be lighter than the area here. This area will be much darker and more shaded. Oh, by the way, just remember that to ensure that your pencils are always very sharp, although while you're drawing, you mostly never use the actual tip. You use more like the side of the pencil. Right, so the sun is coming from that side, or the light, or whatever light source is from there. So we are going to start shading from the left hand side. We want to make this look like a ball, and I'm going to use mainly hatching. You can ensure that you can pause this video and ensure you've got your circle in front of you and practice along with me. And then going over the lines here. And then follow along with me in order to do this, or you could just go, let's watch, and then later on follow along. You don't try and go too dark in the beginning. You can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. An eraser doesn't work. It doesn't work that well. Let's put it like that. And remember to keep your pressure on the paper very light, and rather repeat the line rather than trying to get a dark shade by pressing hard. Okay, remember that. Okay, fine, this side, and also use curved lines, because this is a curved shape that you're shading. You see, I'm using the side of the pencil rather than the edge. And as you go along, you make your lines further and further apart. I'm going to do this rather fast because I don't want to waste your time, but you'll get the general idea. That's what I'm trying to get out there. So you get your lines further and further apart until when you get to the top, you've got hardly any lines whatsoever. Remember, the edges of the circle, or which is becoming the ball, are also going to be a little darker than towards the center here. So go and shade those a bit darker, shade a bit darker, and then at the very bottom make it really dark. I'm going to just add in some more shadings here. Shade gradually from the outside to the inside in order to create that 3D effect. It's already starting to work, but it's not this quick and that easy. It's actually an excellent exercise for a person to practice starting to do shading, because it gives you a good feel for what works and how it works. Try and soften your lines gradually. I don't like blending. Let me just show you. People use their fingers, or they use a blending stick like this one to blend. I prefer to keep the texture. I'm not saying blending is entirely wrong, but sometimes it's better just to keep that rougher texture in order to give it a bit more vibrancy. When you blend, it's very easy, especially when you're just starting out. It's very easy to make your drawing go dead, like flat and one-dimensional again. So let's go shading this gradually. I think I may do a fast forward, a time-lapse thing on this for this part, and then just show you towards the end what is happening. Okay, let's carry on. This part. Another important thing to remember is that when you draw an object that is connected to a surface, it's going to have a shadow as well. And as the light source is coming from here, the shadow will be here. And it will be, because it's a round object, it will be an elliptical shape, more or less like this. And here, closer to the object, it will be much darker. And depending on the color of the surface it's standing on, it may be wood, it may be metal, depending on that, this will even be more darker than the object. And the edges are going to be like fuzzy. It's not going to be, depending how sharp the light is. If the light's very sharp, it's going to be very crisp, the edges. But if the light is muted, then it's going to be a very more blurry edge. So I've created sort of like a middle effect with that. I'm not quite done with the ball yet, but you can already see that the 3D effect is coming through and that it's starting to look like a ball lying on some sort of a surface, like a table or something. I'm going lighter and lighter with my pencil here, and then also if you're doing just the hatching lines, then you will make them a little further apart. And then we get there. It will be much lighter. In a short video like this, obviously one cannot create the proper, more realistic effect. Obviously time is of an essence. I'm sure with future technology it will be, I suppose it's possibly already there, I just don't know about it. It will be possible to create this kind of video and make it go faster, besides a time-lapse effect, because I can't use a time-lapse when I'm talking in a video, because then I'll go like, sound like a chipmunk. Okay, we're gradually getting there, and I think we've basically done it. Make a bit more effects there, and there we have it. I would like it if you would share your final results with me if you've tried this at home, so, or wherever you are. And yeah, you could go darker to the bottom and make it the effect more dramatic. But I think this is a wrap.